Hello students, today we are going to discuss History Chapter 6, New Questions and Ideas. Topic Buddhism and Upanishads. Children, during the ancient period, there were many great thinkers lived in India, and they had many questions about life and death. They wanted to find out the real meaning of life, the true meaning of life. And in searching of the true meaning of life, some of them succeeded and they found the answer to their questions. In this chapter, we are going to learn about such great thinkers and their ideas. Okay, children? First of all, we will study about Buddhism. Okay? Now, let us see the story of Buddha. Okay? I think you might have heard of Buddha, Sri Buddha. Right, children? So, now let us hear the story of Buddha. Now, Buddha is the founder of Buddhism. He is the founder of Buddhism, and Buddha was born in Lumbini in Nepal. Can you see Lumbini in Nepal? Nepal is the neighboring country of India, right, at present. This is the place where Buddha was born. He was born about 2500 years ago. So, we are going to study about the past, which is the period is 2500 years ago. So, it is about 600 BC. Okay, Buddha lived in 600 BC. Now, his name was Siddhartha. Buddha's name was, the real name was Siddhartha, and he was a prince of Sakya-gana. Okay, he was a prince of Sakya-gana. Gana means group of people. Okay, so he belonged to the Sakya-gana, and he born in Lumbini. He was a prince, and he led a luxurious life. He was a prince and he lived in the palace. Once he went out to visit his subjects. So, on the way he saw many people. The 4 people, he met with an old man who was sick. You can see an old man who was sick. Then he found a dead body, a dead person is carried by some people. Then he also met an injured man, a man with a stick. Then he met another person, a wise man, a poor wise man. Okay, so from this he could understand the world is suffering. He thought, why the people are suffering, the people are dying. Okay, why the people are getting old and become sick. So he asked himself these questions. So he left his palace in search of knowledge. One day he left his palace, all the comforts in his life, in his home. He left everything and he went to find out the true meaning of life. And he went from place to place, and there he met many other scholars, and he had discussions, debates with the other people. Then finally he went to Bodh Gaya. Okay, he went to Bodh Gaya and he decided to meditate under a peepal tree. And he meditated under the peepal tree at Bodh Gaya in Bihar for many days. He meditated for many days under a peepal tree at Bodh Gaya in Bihar. Okay, and after many days he attained enlightenment. He attained enlightenment, and after that he was known as Buddha or the wise one. He was called, after getting enlightenment, he was called as Buddha. Buddha means the wise one. Okay. Again, what do you mean by attaining this enlightenment? It is attain supreme wisdom. Okay. Enlightenment means understanding the divine truth of life. Attain the supreme knowledge by understanding the divine truth of life. So he understood the divine truth of life. He got the knowledge. Then you can see great statue of Buddha at Bodh Gaya in Bihar. This is the great statue of Buddha which was built in Bodh Gaya, okay, in Bihar. Then, and he then spent rest of his life teaching the people, okay, and he taught the people in Prakrit language. He taught the people in Prakrit language. He went to Saranath and he taught for the first time at Saranath. He taught his teachings, his ideas to the people at Saranath for the first time. And then from there he walked by foot and to different places, and finally he passed away at Kushinara. Kushinara, or we can it is known as Kushinagar. Okay, so he passed away at Kushinara. So this is the story of Buddha, and Buddha taught some principles, the noble truths, 4 noble truths of Buddha, which are the teachings of Buddha. Let us see what are the teachings of Buddha. Life is full of suffering. Buddha found the truth that life is full of suffering and unhappiness. Why our life is full of unhappiness and sufferings? Because we have too many desires. Because we have too many desires, or desires means the carvings. Okay, the desires means the cravings or longing more and more. Okay, powerful desire. It is called the craving. Usually children crave for chocolates. Okay, so craving means longing for more and more, or a powerful desire. So that is the cause behind the suffering. He found that craving is the cause of suffering in the world, and that can be removed. He again asked the people, he taught the people that the sufferings and unhappiness can be removed by following moderation in everything, to keep a limit to everything. Okay, he asked the people to keep a limit to everything, follow moderation in everything. So this is what the Buddha taught to the people. Then he again said that craving he called tanha. Okay, he termed craving tanha. Tanha means longing for more and more. Then results of our action, he called it karma. Okay, karma, whether it is good or bad, that affect our life. It affect our life. The actions that we are doing, that affects our life, whether it is good or bad. Karma, so we have to think good thoughts. We have to have good thoughts. Then say nice things, do good for others. See, and everything will come back to us. If we are doing good to others, that good things will come back to us. Otherwise, bad things will come back to us. So in this life and the next life, the life after death also will be affected with the karma, the actions we do in our daily life. That is what Buddha taught the people. Now, Buddha also taught people to be kind to others, other people. Be kind to other people as well as in animals. He asked people to be kind to animals also. Then he also taught people to think themselves rather than to accept what he is saying. Okay, he asked the people to think themselves rather than to accept simply what he said. Then, this is a story about Kissa Gautami, a lady. Okay, there was a woman named Kissa Gautami. Okay, and once her son died, and she approached Buddha to bring her son back to life. Okay, when her son died, she approached Buddha and asked Buddha to bring her son back to life. Then Buddha asked her to bring a handful of mustard seeds from any house, from anywhere. Nobody had died. This lady was so worried about the death of her son, and so Buddha asked her to bring mustard seeds from a house from where nobody had died. Then Kissa Gautami went house to house in search of this mustard seed, but she could not find a single house where someone had not died. So she couldn't find any single house where someone had not died. So what lesson she taught from that? Buddha wanted to teach her that death is common to all, right? We have to accept the truth of life. That is what Buddha wanted to teach Kissa Gautami. Okay, now these are the places associated with Buddha. Okay, Kushinagar, you can see Kushinagar. Can you see Kushinagar? Kushinagar in UP, the present day UP, where Buddha died. Then Sarnath also in UP, where Buddha started his teaching. Okay, he first started his teaching in Sarnath. Then Bodh Gaya, this is Bodh Gaya in Bihar. Bodh Gaya is in Bihar, where Buddha got enlightenment. Okay, children. So these are the places you want to identify. You have to identify these places from the map. Then this is a stupa at Sarnath. Sarnath is a place where Buddha first taught his teachings, principles. And this is a stupa. What do you mean by a stupa? It's a mound-like structure. It's a building, mound-like building. The shape is hemisphere. You can see a hemispherical shape, and it contains this stupa contains. There are many stupas. Okay, you will be learning about these stupas in chapter 12, and it contains the relics of Buddha and his followers. Relics means the remains of their holy remains. Okay, their bodies like teeth, hair, etc. Okay, then the belongings of their belongings, the things they used, all those things are kept in the stupa. And this stupa is built to mark the place where Buddha first taught his message to the people. So this is the great stupa at Sarnath. Am I clear, children? Yes. Now, what are Upanishad? Next topic is Upanishad. Children, there are some other thinkers. They thought of, they were thinking about life after the death. Okay, what happens after death? And they also ask questions about why should they perform sacrifices, and what is the need of performing sacrifices, giving up something to God. What is the need of doing that? And so these Upanishadic thinkers, they believed, okay, they believed in Atman and individual soul. They believed in Atman. Atman means individual soul, and they believed in Brahman. Brahman means universal soul, and they found that only this Atman and Brahman are permanent in the universe. Okay, even after the death, the individual soul and the universal soul are permanent in the universe, and finally they join together and they becomes one. Atman and Brahman becomes one. Okay, that is their idea. Then Upanishad means, what do you mean by Upanishad? Upanishad means approaching and sitting near. Okay, approaching or sitting near to a guru or teacher. You can see a teacher is there and there are many students sitting near to the teacher. Okay, and this book is a Vedic, later Vedic text. Okay, Upanishads are the later Vedic text, and it contains conversations between a teacher and students. Okay, sitting near to the teacher and clearing their doubts, asking questions, discussing and clearing their doubts. Okay, so in such a way the Upanishads contains the conversation between the students and the teacher. Now, the Upanishadic thinkers were men, Brahmins and Rajas. Usually they were men, Rajas, wealthy peoples and the Brahmins. But here you can see Satyakama Jabala. This is a Rishi, Satyakama Jabala. He was a poor man. He belonged to a very poor family and he took his mother's name, Jabala. Okay, Jabali, she was a slave. She belongs to a slave family and he became a great thinker of Upanishad. Okay, he followed Upanishad ideas. Then Gargi, another great thinker, Upanishadic thinker. Gargi is a woman, Upanishadic thinker. Okay, she was very famous. Then this is a story about wise beggar. Okay, a wise beggar. It is given in page number 68. Okay, children. It is taken from Chandogya Upanishad. This is taken from Chandogya Upanishad. Okay, and it's a story of a wise beggar. Shunaga and see, you can see Shunaga and Abhipratarin. They were two sages who believed, who followed Upanishadic ideas. Okay, they believed in the universal soul. Okay, they were two Shunaga and Abhipratarin, and two sages. They worshipped universal soul. And one day a wise beggar came to their home and he asked for food. Okay, a beggar came and asked for food, but they too denied food to beggar. They denied food to beggar. Okay, then the beggar asked which god they are worshipping. So they said it is universal soul. They believe in universal soul. Then the beggar say that by denying the beggar food, by denying me the food, actually you are denying food for universal soul, because universal soul is present in everybody. It is present everywhere. So the universal soul is present in me also. So I am a part of universal soul, but then also you are not giving me food. So you are really denying food to universal soul. And so they understood their fault and they gave the wise man, the wise beggar, food. They understood their mistake. Okay, that is the story about the wise beggar. It is written in Upanishad. Then, children, this is Panini. Okay, he was a grammarian, Sanskrit grammarian. Okay, he lived during the same period, 2500 years ago in India, and he prepared grammar for Sanskrit. Okay, children, and he arranged vowels and consonants in a special order. Then according to this rule, he prepared the grammar, Sanskrit grammar. His name is Panini. What is his name? Panini. Okay. Now, children, I hope you all understood what we have discussed today. We have learnt about Buddhism, story of Buddha, then we have learnt about the teachings of Buddha, then we have learnt the story of Kisa Gautami, then we studied about about Upanishad, Upanishadic thinkers. Then we have learned a story from Upanishad, okay, by Becker. Then we learnt about the grammarian Panini, right? Yes. So, hope all of you understood. Children, take page number. This is chapter new questions and ideas in history, okay. You have to go through these topics in the textbook, okay children. Thank you.